Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Devotion of Knowledge. Today we are back again with another YouTube video, and in this video we are going to discuss something related to computer networks. For past uh, large number of days there was not any YouTube video coming because I was busy in some other stuff, but yeah, finally we are back again with another YouTube video, and now I think I will be uploading the videos consistently as I used to do earlier. So yeah, let us start the video. So yeah, this video, as I said, is somewhat related to computer networks. So actually, what happens when you type on the browser www.google.com? So suddenly a web page will get loaded when you type this thing in the search bar and press enter. But believe me, there are thousands of processes going behind the execution of this simple command or searching anything on the browser. I won't be explaining that how search engine works, optimization is done. No, I will be talking and we will be learning that what are the steps that are executed under the hood of computer networks. But before going through the main process, let me make you aware about some of the terminologies, or I would say prerequisites, because during the video, if I say something, for example, ISP, CA, so from those who are computer network or computer background, they will be knowing that ISP means Internet Service Provider, IP, CA means Certification Authority. But if you are not aware, let me just make a quick go through. And if you are aware about all these terminologies, or if you are someone who is from computer science background, then you may directly skip and move to the next explanation part of the video, which you can go through time lapse or timestamps in the video. So yeah, let us understand first the basics. First thing that one should be knowing is internet protocol. Means it's an IP. So it is basically a protocol or some set of standards which defines that how the communication is done, optimization and all that. But apart from IP, we are interested about what is IP address. See, if I am typing google.com, so there will be some dedicated server that will be responsible for serving or catering all the requests that are coming onto the server. For example, if I talk of my house, the block number of my house is 61. But there are millions and billions of devices throughout the world who are communicating on the internet. So, how to identify any single device present on the internet? Yes, that is done through IP address. Every device who is connected to the internet is assigned a unique IP address each and every time, so that if any communication has to be done, my device knows that I am supposed to communicate with another computer, what's its IP address, and the target computer knows that he will be getting data from me, and this is my IP address XYZ. So yeah, that's IP address. Next thing is DNS. It stands for domain name system. So basically, you would be knowing that our grandfathers and everyone used to maintain a diary in which there is a name of the person and mobile number of the person in the diary when we used to have keypad phones or telephones. So domain name system is somewhat similar. The only difference is that it has a domain name. For example, Google is the domain name and the associated IP address. Yeah, just simple. For example, my name is Soumya. I am having one company. For example, Soumya Technologies, and my domain is Soumya. So there will be IP address 12.11.10.100.255. So this is basically DNS. DNS stores all the entries. Soumya dash 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 and all the IP addresses assigned. Now, how many IP addresses it stores? That we will be understanding in the later part of the video. IP is done. DNS, ISP. ISP means Internet Service Provider. Simple. Telephone, Vodafone, Airtel, Jio, etc. All of them are kind of ISPs, or I would say internet service providers. Next comes the certificate. Before that, let us understand what is CA. CA stands for Certification Authority. See, it's like an Indian government. So Indian government assigns Aadhaar cards to all the citizens of India. Now, it's not mandatory that everyone residing in India will be an Indian. There might be some of the tourists, immigrants, etc. So it is not mandatory that everything which is present on the internet is valid or authentic. So certification authority is something which assigns the certificate. Now, certificate is basically a key, or it's something related like an Aadhaar number. So certificate is somewhat similar to Aadhaar number, which is given to us by Indian government, which is certification authority. So certificate is my Aadhaar number on the internet, which will be provided to me by some standard certification authority, such as Let's Encrypt, DigiCert. There are many certification authorities, but only authentic ones can assign you a certificate. So certificate done, certification authority is done. So yeah, I think we are done with the prerequisites. So now let us directly understand what happens when I type google.com. So yes, what is the first step that occurs when I type google.com? The first step that is done is DNS resolution. DNS resolution. Now, if I am typing google.com, it means I want some data from Google. But my machine does not know that to whom I will be requesting, because I am not having IP address. I am not having the IP address of the person or the server from which I am supposed to communicate. So first of all, DNS checking will be done to find the IP address. So basically, the device will check into the browser cache. If I have typed google.com earlier, so my browser will be storing what is the DNS for google.com. If not, then I will be checking OS cache, because some of the DNS caches are also done in the operating system as well. If neither of them has the IP address of Google, then the request will be directly going to ISP, which is internet service provider of mine. And we are considering the worst case. My device is searching for a Google domain or IP for the first time. Then what will be the steps? So first of all, if ISP is not having, then it will be contacting to root DNS server. So see, it is, for example, .com. So there are many apart from .in, .io, .ai. There are many extensions going on. This is considered as a root. .com, .in, .ai. So root DNS server stores, for example, .in, .com, .ai, all the IP addresses of .in, all the IP addresses of .com, .ai, means it is responsible for the root of the domain, which is .com, .ai, etc. If after that it goes to TLD DNS server, I repeat, TLD DNS server. Now, what does this TLD stands for? It stands for top level domain, which is Google in this case. If I am searching for Zomato website, it will be Zomato, etc. So top level domain has details, for example, .com. As I said, .com. So root DNS server will give me all the IP addresses, and then we have to contact through top level domain. And yeah, it will give us the valid IP address. Now see, this is called as DNS lookup. DNS lookup means it is the process of getting IP address. Now it is mainly of two types. I am not going into the deep. I am just saying One is iterative and another one is recursive. And there are also multiple levels of DNS. So we are not going into the deep. So the first step is to get DNS resolution because मतलब भाई मुझे एड्रेस तो पता होना चाहिए ना कि मुझे डेटा किसके यहाँ भेजना है. तो उसी की ये प्रोसेस है DNS. Okay, so after DNS it is for getting IP of target machine, which is in this case Google. Yeah, ठीक है. After getting IP address, what will happen? अगर मुझे IP address मिल गया, so what's the second step that will be undergoing? Second step is a three-way handshake. Three-way handshake. And yeah, let me repeat. As I said, we are getting searching Google for the first time. So after getting this IP, it will be cached into this various. It will be cached into the browser. It will be also cached into OS, and it will be cached multiple times. So that for it's not, see, this process takes some time. DNS lookup, iterative or recursive, irrespective of that, it takes some time. So to optimize this particular searching time, we are doing this. Yeah, recording is going on. Yes. So next thing is three-way handshake. So see, I'm sorry. So let me connect the charger. I forgot. Just a second. Yeah, charging is going on. I think, yeah, recording is also going on. So yeah, it's done. So next thing is three-way handshake. Now let me just give you an overview. This is my machine, and this is the server of Google server, I would say. Okay, this will go out of the frame. This is Google server. Now this is, I am saying this is in India. This is in US. So there will be multiple routers included. First, one communication done will be here, next through here, here, and finally here. So there are multiple routers which are engaged for the communication. Multiple routers. Here, this. So, and see, this is not the only path. There might be multiple paths. One path will be like this, one will be like this, one will be like this. So among all of them, the most optimized path will be opted. Most optimized, I am saying. Now the optimization metric might be time, bandwidth, etc. It's very deep. We are not going into that. So all these things are done by network layer. I'm just saying because if this question is, अगर इंटरव्यू का आपका सीएन का नॉलेज चेक करना है, सीधा बोलेगा google.com टाइप करता हूं तो क्या होता है, एक्सप्लेन इन ब्रीफ, क्योंकि मुझे पूछा गया है, मेरे कलीग्स को भी पूछा गया है मल्टीपल इंटरव्यूज में. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम क्रिएटिंग द वीडियो सो दैट यू गाइस should be able to answer this question. It is done by the network layer. Network layer in itself is a very vast topic because distance vector routing, link state routing, buckets, multiple concepts are there. I am not going into the deep, but just saying that this path choosing is done by network layer. Okay, बस इतना ही था. So see, let me get back. Okay, let us go downwards. Three-way handshake. हो काफी सारा डेटा आ गया. Okay, let me just delete it quick. Yeah, it's done. Sorry for the time pass. Three-way handshake. Yeah, let's just get back very quickly. Three-way handshake. We are talking about three-way handshake. So this is my machine. This is Google's server. अभी मुझे इसका एड्रेस पता है. I know the IP, but there is not any connection between these two bodies. See, this is my machine. This is Google. Let me explain you in a very good way. See, this is my machine. This is Google's server. So right now there is not any kind of communication or connection between them. So three-way handshake is done. What is exactly first thing? My machine will be sending. This is my machine. This is server of Google. First way it will be sending SYN flag. Now SYN flag is known as synchronized flag. और मतलब ये कुछ डेटा का पैकेट भेजेगा जिसमें हो गए मल्टीपल सीक्वेंस नंबर्स रैंडम डेटा उसमें हम डीप में नहीं जा रहे काफी सारा डेटा होगा पर इट विल बी लाइक आई वांट टू कनेक्ट विथ Google server means I want to make a connection with you. This is my current state of packets and all that. I want to make connection with you. So Google क्या करेगा Google का सर्वर भी रिप्लाई देगा SYN प्लस ACK से अब ये क्या है SYN प्लस ACK गूगल का सर्वर भी बोलेगा ओके मुझे भी तुमसे कनेक्ट होना है और ACK मतलब आपने ये जो फ्लैग भेजा था उसका ये एक्नोलेजमेंट है एक्नोलेजमेंट मतलब मैंने किसी को सामान भेजा तो उसका फोन आएगा कि हाँ भाई तेरा सामान मेरे को मिल गया है सिमिलरली एक्नोलेजमेंट विल बी ऑल्सो देयर और बाद में क्या होगा हमारा सर्वर फिर से मैसेज करेगा भेजेगा एक्नोलेजमेंट फ्लैग कि हाँ आपका SYN फ्लैग भी मैंने ले लिया है अब कनेक्शन एस्टेब्लिश हो चुका है बिटवीन माय मशीन एज वेल एज गूगल्स सर्वर इसको बोलते हैं टीसीपी थ्री वे हैंडशेक इसको बोलते हैं टीसीपी थ्री वे हैंडशेक कि भाई पहले मैंने उसको हाथ बढ़ाया उसने भी ओके वी आर रेडी टू कनेक्ट मेक कनेक्शन एंड फाइनली एक्नॉलेजमेंट जाएगा कि ओके सर्वर मेरी साइड से सब कुछ रेडी है आपकी साइड से भी सब कुछ रेडी है नाउ लेट्स कम्युनिकेट द डेटा अब सिर्फ कनेक्शन हुआ है कि भाई ओके यहाँ मुझको डेटा पहुंचाने कनेक्शन हुआ अभी सिक्योरिटी के बारे में हमने कुछ भी नहीं किया है सो द थर्ड थिंग विच इज एक्सिक्यूटेड इज SSL और TLS एनक्रिप्शन SSL और TLS हैंडशेक भी बोल सकते अभी तीसरा चीज ये होगा अभी जिसको SSL नहीं मालूम है इट इज सिक्योर सॉकेट लेयर और TLS मीन्स ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर सिक्योरिटी अभी फुल फॉर्म नहीं लिखने भाई SSL means secure socket layer. TLS means transport layer security. See, this is basically as I talked into the introduction that we will be understanding certification authority. Similarly, this is my machine. Similarly, this is client or not client, I would not say Google server. Now connection is established. Now what will happen? My machine will send a hello. It is called as client hello. It is called as client hello. Client hello message is sent. So what means I will share my certificate. मैंने मेरा आधार नंबर भेज दिया है. Let us make sure that or let us refer certificate as आधार नंबर जिसमें की होता है बहुत बड़ा सा सो आई एम सेंडिंग क्लाइंट हेलो मीन्स माई आधार नंबर अभी एनक्रिप्शन टेक्निक्स भी रखना पड़ेगा डेटा ऐसे ही खुल्लम खुल्ले ट्रांसफर नहीं कर सकते उसको सिक्योर एनक्रिप्ट करना पड़ता है तो इसमें होगा आधार नंबर कौन कौन से एनक्रिप्शन एल्गोरिदम्स जो मैं एग्जीक्यूट कर सकता हूं एनक्रिप्शन एल्गोरिदम्स सेशन नंबर एटसेट्रा अभी चाहूँ तो पूरा इस SSL हैंडशेक पे पूरा 1 घंटे का वीडियो बना सकते हैं पर इतना डीप में नहीं जाना हमें सिर्फ ओवरव्यू देखना है कि क्या होता है सेशन नंबर है एनक्रिप्शन एल्गोरिदम है जिसमें डिफी एलिमेंट की एक्सचेंज के एल्गोरिदम्स होंगे बहुत सारी चीजें होंगी तो क्लाइंट क्या करेगा गूगल का सर्वर क्या करेगा ओके वो भी भेजेगा इसको बोलते हैं सर्वर हेलो ये भी बोल देगा ओके आई एम रेडी और इसमें होगा कि कौन सा एल्गोरिदम फाइनलाइज हुआ है फॉर एग्जांपल AES है तो AES होगा इसका इसमें होगा की होगा ये सब कुछ होगा क्लाइंट हेलो सर्वर हेलो ये सब हो जाएगा बाद में होगा दोनों के बीच में सर्टिफिकेट वेरिफिकेशन दोनों के पास एक दूसरे के सर्टिफिकेट है और हाँ इसमें ये सर्टिफिकेट भी भेजेगा अपना अपनी सर्टिफिकेशन अथॉरिटी कौन सी है ये भी होगा इसमें साथ में, कि भाई किसने मुझे दिया है, भारत सरकार ने दिया है, किसने दिया है मेरा आधार नंबर। और फाइनली होगा सर्टिफिकेट, जस्ट अ सेकेंड, सर्टिफिकेट वेरिफिकेशन, ये होगा। और बाद में फाइनली ये एग्जीक्यूट होगा, एसएसएल टीएलएस हैंडशेक, दोनों के एक दूसरे के पास की होगी। मतलब ये ऑथेंटिक, ये एक रीत है जिससे हम मानते हैं कि जिसको हम कांटेक्ट कर रहे हैं वो सिक्योर चीज है। मतलब कोई एरा गैरा नहीं है कि कुछ भी मतलब हैकिंग वगैरह कर सकता है। इट इज जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ ऑथेंटिकेशन, और सीआई जैसे बोलते हैं हम, सी आई ए, कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी, इंटीग्रिटी और अवेलेबिलिटी, इन तीन चीजों को सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए होता है मेनली। अभी हमारा कनेक्शन सिक्योरली बन चुका है, अभी हम डेटा को कर सकते हैं ट्रांसफर। सो नाउ कम्स द फोर्थ एंड फाइनल स्टेप, HTTP request and response. Now comes the final step, HTTP request and response. Now see, what is this thing? अभी कनेक्शन बन गया है, अभी जितना भी हमें इंटरनेट पे कम्युनिकेट करना है वो हमेशा होता है HTTP रिक्वेस्ट से, विच स्टैंड्स फॉर हाइपर टेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल। मीन्स इसमें मैं कुछ डेटा एक्सपेक्ट करूंगा, कुछ डेटा आएगा, कुछ डेटा एक्सपेक्ट करूंगा, कुछ डेटा आएगा। सो हमारे केस में जब हम लिख रहे हैं google.com, तो गूगल का होम पेज आएगा। व्हाट विल बी कमिंग फ्रॉम गूगल साइड? गूगल का होम पेज आएगा। बट what this home page will be consisting of? It will be consisting of HTML, CSS for the decoration, and some JavaScript for the front end logic that Google might have integrated. So all these things come, and browser, what browser does? Browser takes all these things, all of these three are gets into the browser arranges and parses, क्योंकि फाइल आई है पर पता नहीं है, arranges and parses, and final view is presented in front of us. So इतनी कॉम्प्लेक्स चीजें होती है जब हम जस्ट टाइप करते हैं google.com। अभी इसके बाद भी कुछ होता है, क्या होता है? ओके, इसको फिफ्थ स्टेप बोल ही देते हैं, ऑप्टिमाइजेशंस। व्हाट्स द लास्ट स्टेप? ऑप्टिमाइजेशंस। अभी जितनी भी चीजें आ रही है, अभी देखो हर बार अगर मैं डालता हूँ google.com रिक्वेस्ट डाल रहा हूँ, तो एवरी टाइम सी गूगल वॉन्ट बी सेंडिंग दिस फ्रॉम द सर्वर। गूगल ने अपने बहुत सारे सीडीएन बना रखे हैं। सीडीएन मतलब सीडीएन, ये सीडीएन क्या होता है? जैसे कि google.com, आई एम सर्चिंग फॉर google.com, so this is the home page. Let us say this is the home page data which Google server sends us. Now every time server, there will be so much load on the server, because for this home page every time millions of users are searching for the home page, because every time Google opens the same home page loads for each user. So rather than making computations for this home page from the server, it has some lightweight servers over here which has this home page data, some lightweight servers which has this home page data, and whenever any client searches for google.com, the nearest CDN shares the data from that. Means the main server is not kept into the loop every time unless and until some extra or uncached computations are requested. So this is optimization. CDN भी आता है इसमें, वेब परफॉर्मेंस ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, काफी कुछ आता है, HTTP के अलग अलग प्रोटोकॉल्स, many optimizations, and it's a very deep topic. As I said, this SSL TLS handshake, if I go into the deep, it takes almost 1 hour to go into the deep and understand how the session number, session key, encryption algorithm, Diffie-Hellman, anonymous Diffie-Hellman. If it's the case of Diffie-Hellman key exchange, what are the conditions for that? If it is anonymous Diffie-Hellman, what are the different conditions? After the new version of TLS is released, what are the old protocols which has been removed for Diffie-Hellman, anonymous Diffie-Hellman? What were the previous encryption algorithms are supported? For example, anonymous Diffie-Hellman was supported in the previous algorithm, but in the a previous version, but in the most recent version of TLS, anonymous Diffie-Hellman is eradicated from that. So this is the overview that I can go into the deep for this topic as much as you want, but it's not required for a fresher level in the interview. But if you are applying for the cybersecurity interview or network security, you must be knowing. So and now you might be knowing why I have created this video. See, the last couple of minutes are remaining. Because if the interviewer wants to check your computer networks knowledge, computer, computer networks knowledge, he will simply ask this question. Because if you have heard or not, Sophos is the company in which me and my many friends appeared for the interview. And in the network security role, the first thing to check the knowledge of computer network, interviewer directly asked the question, explain what happens when I type www.google.com. So all these are steps that are executed when I type google.com or any browser. So because if you are knowing this, you know all the layers, how they operate, and also what are the standard protocols and everything. So yeah, I think this is it from my side for this video. We will be meeting in the next video very soon. Till then, keep learning and keep hardworking. If any questions, any feedback, anything that you want to communicate, feel free to write in the comment section below. Till then, again, keep learning and keep hardworking. Thank you very much.